The sun had set on the small rural town of Ravenwood, and darkness had blanketed the landscape like a shroud. The town stood at the edge of a dense forest, which was rumored to be haunted by the restless spirits of those who had died in its depths. The people of Ravenwood avoided the forest at all costs, fearful of what may lurk within its mysterious beauty. But there was one person who dared to venture into the forest alone, and that was John. John was a freelance photographer on the lookout for the perfect picture, and he believed that the forest held the key to his success. Despite the warnings of the townspeople, John went into the forest with his camera, hoping to capture something extraordinary. As he made his way deeper into the forest, John noticed that the trees seemed to close in around him, forming a dark and foreboding tunnel. The air was thick with fog, and the silence was deafening. John felt a chill creep up his spine, but he pushed on, determined to get his shot. It wasn't long before John stumbled upon an old abandoned cabin hidden deep within the forest. Despite the eerie feeling that the cabin seemed to give off, John felt drawn to it, almost as if he was being lured in. He slowly approached the cabin, and as he got closer he could hear the creak of the old boards and the rustle of leaves that had gathered on the roof. As he stepped inside the cabin, John was met with darkness. It was pitch black and filled with an eerie silence. But then he heard a whisper, a ghostly whisper. John froze in his tracks, realizing he was not alone. Suddenly the moon broke through the clouds, casting a pale, sickly light on the room. John found himself facing something that was neither human nor animal. It was a creature with piercing red eyes, long razor-sharp claws, and a mouth filled with teeth that looked like needles. Fueled by adrenaline, John grabbed his camera and began to snap pictures of the creature. But as the flashes illuminated the room, he saw more horrors than he had ever imagined. The beast had a slumping, subhuman-like body, with elongated limbs that stretched like rubber, crawling over the ground like a spider. Its eyes seemed to light up with each flash of the camera, and it let out a feral snarl as it lunged towards John. John knew he had to escape. He turned around and bolted out of the cabin, running as fast as he could through the forest. He could hear the creature's frantic footsteps behind him, getting closer and closer with each passing moment. Just as he thought he could go no further, he burst through the tree line and stumbled back into the safety of Ravenwood. It wasn't until he got home and developed the photos that he realized he had captured something truly remarkable, a creature that no one had ever seen before. John became famous overnight, and his name was soon synonymous with the bizarre and otherworldly. From that day on, he was always on the lookout for the next big scoop, never once considering the dangers that lay ahead.